Don't think this is just another self-help podcast. It's not.
Well, what is it?
It's still a hot mess, where we ask the question, is self-help helping?
Every episode, we discuss, debate, and sometimes diss an aspect of the self-improvement movement.
We want to know, is it all too much? Has it gone too far? Is it making us even more neurotic? Is this self-help or self-help?
You make a mess of me.
Are we good?
We're good. How are you feeling today?
I'm all right. A little tired from the long weekend.
Yeah? Did you do anything? Did you work out?
You know what? I didn't do any workouts this weekend. I've been trying very much to stay motivated during the pandemic and do home workouts. But this weekend, no.
So you have been consistent, and then on the weekend, you're just kind of like, meh, not today.
Yeah, well, I was at someone's cottage, and I just kind of,
So your right bicep is pretty buff.
Yeah.
You've been doing the...
That's
lifting
right.
those
There's been
beers.
some heavy lifting. You got it. Anyway, I chilled out this weekend and I just rested. I did do some kayaking though.
Okay, well
that's some upper
still
body
exercise.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it doesn't really matter what you do as long as you're moving.
Sure, I went for a walk in a forest.
Well, so then you did something. What
a little bit.
What do you feel so guilty about that you didn't do?
I don't feel guilty. I did a bunch of outside workouts last week, so then I was like, I'm going to take the weekend off.
So
and
you feel
chill
great.
Out. Sure.
Okay.
Do you feel great?
I do. I mean, I wasn't thinking about what I didn't do, because I played golf.
Yes, you're into golf now.
And that is not necessarily, that's not cardio. Not
No.
really. That's really nothing except like a lot of, there's some cursing, which I think probably burns some calories. Like the way I curse, I would think probably I'm burning 50
Yeah.
50
well, if
calories
you're smacking your club down
curse.
while cursing, I think that's
Throwing a club will also be considered. It's a bit like javelin.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. I once just tossed my pitching wedge right into a pond on a golf course.
Yeah. So
You
that
know?
takes something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strength.
It's funny how, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's like a giggle in the room.
Someone very excited to be here
It's
today.
really funny. Like, here we are talking about just,
She must be so
little bit of
amused
golf,
by us.
A little bit of like fitness.
Yes. Well, we are talking a little bit about being sporty and
Being active.
physical. Yes, being active.
And angry. Active and angry. Sometimes they go together.
Sure. I think that's one of the greatest benefits of exercise is that you can like let out the tension rather than keeping it bottled in. And someone who might know a whole lot about that is our guest today.
Who's our guest today?
Our guest today here at the Pod
like it's
Plant.
going to be like a big reveal. Like she's behind a curtain.
I know. I mean,
we're
if
just
we
going to draw it back.
Honestly, she's so beautiful. Really, it's too bad we can't lower her down like on
Beyonce?
a swing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys.
With a marching band behind her and
Definitely with some smoke. Like
Yes.
the fog machine.
no, I mean, if
and-
you could see this woman right now, I mean, it's like the tan and the beautiful blonde hair. Today in the Pod Plant studio, we have fitness pro, personal trainer, and founder of Move Fitness Club for women, Kelly Taphouse. Welcome to the show,
Hi,
Kelly Taphouse.
Taphouse. Here you are.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Is it
You're very
Move
welcome.
or The Move?
It's called Move. We just go
Okay.
by Move.
Move?
Yeah.
Great. And
Yeah.
so where are you located?
We are located in Leslieville, Toronto.
Which is where?
It's at Dundas and Carlaw.
What's the address?
It's at 388 Carlaw.
Well,
All right.
I mean, it's good to know
that's
the
in-
address
there's
because
that's in a big warehouse building.
Yeah.
That's like you go there if you mean business.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, ooh, here's a pretty little, what's that? Like storefront. It's like grit.
It's pretty hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
and it's good to know the address because you're opening your doors soon.
Oh my God, we're so excited. I feel like this day has like, it seemed like it would never come. But so August 10th is the day we open our door for indoor fitness. And myself and the team, we're so excited.
How many people on your team?
So right now we have a team of, including myself, six.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you've got 6, and how many people are you expecting to be like banging at your door on August 10th?
So we did a soft survey.
Yeah.
We've done a couple actually along the way during COVID. And I think based on what the survey suggests, it's going to be about 75% of our membership base wants to come back in for indoor fitness. So yeah, I'm really grateful. And I think that with that 75%, we'll do some great things to rebuild and repair.
Yeah. So while you were out during the whole thing, like, I mean, I know we're talking post-pandemic right now, but we'll move on from that. What was your physical regime during that time, like without your, gym being operational?
So it's quite funny actually, because so at my gym, what we do is strength training. So our job is to help women get really strong. So we don't do a lot of conditioning, cardio, boot camp kind of work, just because of the nature of our training and because of, what we know to be superior in terms of long-lasting results, so forth. So when COVID hit and we had to close our doors, actually I did decide to close Move before it was mandated. I had to think really fast what I'm going to do to keep the community together. So initially, everyone on Instagram was doing live Instagram workouts. So I thought, okay, I'm going to jump on this bandwagon, and I'm going to do some free classes and some free instruction. But then literally within a week, everyone was a personal trainer on Instagram. So I thought, okay, this is not going to work because there's a million free options. And literally every person I knew had become a personal trainer. So I had to really think, what can I do to get people together? And so I decided to do Zoom classes, actually, private for our community at a small charge. But part of teaching those Zoom classes, I found, was you have to actually do the classes. You have to work out and do the classes. So here I was working so hard to keep the community together, literally teaching these cardio-based boot camps 7 days a week. Oh my God, it was insane. I was so sore.
And what's it like to lead a fitness class for no one? Like, you're not physically, interacting with these women. They're not there. You're not being able to, read the room as we say. And it's like, what's it like to just play to that camera?
Okay,
really,
so
for people not to be there.
Guys, that was the weirdest part. That to date, it's been the weirdest part of my career. And in the beginning, I think everyone was a little bit camera shy. So most people on those calls would have their cameras off. So I was talking to the group. I was coaching them as if I could see them. I was screaming "good job" to people that I couldn't see.
Even though maybe their form was totally sucked.
I was blinded and deafened by sweat because I wasn't conditioned in that way to do these classes. And literally every day I went live to air on Zoom, I thought, I am a chicken without a neck here, but whatever, let's do what we have to do. And it ended up being really well received, and eventually people would turn their cameras on, and then I could actually do a little bit of coaching. It's been literally like I can write a book about this last 5 months.
And do you think you're going to actually now integrate more conditioning workouts in the gym? And of course, I'm just asking.
Yeah, wouldn't you love that?
For a friend. Okay, so I kind of like that. I do like that style. I of course do love the heavy lifting as well, but yes, I do like that style. So do you think you're going to actually keep that going a bit? No. Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Maybe?
no, let me say that yes. So one of the many silver linings throughout this whole process is that I do see the benefit in having a little bit more of the conditioning bootcamp cardio style workouts sprinkled into the mix of our strength training. But it's hard, right? When you're starting out a business and your brand is about becoming strong, you have to be all about becoming strong. Of course, and I think kind of stepping away from that for a while and having to submerge myself into a different type of training. I do see the benefit and I see the joy in it as well. I see that you get the immediate endorphins from that. And yes, I think we'll do a little bit more of that.
I mean, cardio is going to get your heart rate up there right away, but so will lifting, massive weight, right? Do they both kind of increase it the same way?
Yeah. So the thing about my belief is that you need to have both. So strength training will give you long-lasting effects well after the workout has ended. So it helps to build muscle. It helps to keep your resting metabolic rate higher much, much longer afterwards. It helps to improve joint and bone health, mobility, and all those great things. Whereas the cardio workouts give you that feeling of left it on the floor, the sweat, the endorphins, but the effects are short lasting, right? So having the two together, I think kind of moving forward is going to be a really nice blend. And I know everyone's pretty excited about it.
Now, I was reading a little bit about you and how you came to Open Move. One thing that I saw was healthy fitness. And I thought that was like a really interesting term because there's fitness, but then it was also healthy fitness. What's the difference?
I think the healthy fitness, we can look at that from two different perspectives. We can look at mental and emotional, and we can look at the physical. So when we're talking about healthy fitness, the mental and emotional aspect of that really talks so much about your relationship with your body and with fitness and the whole like diet culture, right, with food. And then the physical aspect of it is, as I spoke earlier, just about strength training and really like, although, you know, the cardio bunnies and junkies of the world who need that instant hit, it's making sure we're educating on why strength training will give you a different set of lasting effects. So
yeah, do you think that that's something that's changed like over the last, I don't know, decade, maybe even less, that we're now so much more focused on like that well-being, that mindful fitness rather than just like getting out there and, you know, like just getting sweaty? Like now it's like it's the whole experience.
I think, wow, it's a big question. I think there's movement, and I think it's becoming a trend for sure. But I think that the world makes it really hard for women to fully step into that mindset because of just how much emphasis the fitness and just the beauty industry really puts on a woman's external appearance. And because in the past, women have associated fitness with weight loss 100%, and weight loss has come with cardio 100% and with diet culture. So I think the trend that we're in will soon become a movement, but I don't think we're quite there. I think there's still a lot of work to do, and it starts like right here with us.
Yeah. But it is the beginning. I mean, I feel like that I do feel like I'm noticing that it's integrating. So
well, they say
that's the good news.
Yeah. Like they kind of say now, being strong is the new skinny. And do you see that as a kind of like a mindset shift within maybe, you know, women in fitness that, you know, we really wanted to just get smaller, and now there's a real emphasis on actually, you know, really building muscle. And
yeah, we don't need to disappear.
Yeah,
we actually want to be fit, and I think Michelle Obama's arms really helped us with that.
Good point.
That was like
that,
you know,
I think was
she
a bit
went
of a game
sleeveless,
changer.
and
You're
people were
right.
like, that's a strong woman right there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Susan, I think yes, like the mindset is shifting 100%, and you know, really trying to help the world understand that weight does not equal worth is a really big job. That bigger bodies becoming smaller bodies is not what health and fitness and wellness is about. And no, I don't think women feel the need to shrink themselves as much anymore. Do I think there's still a lot of like fat shaming and fat phobia out there? Yes. And I think it's like there's still so much work to do, and that's why, and we can talk more about my story later, but that's why I created Move, because I personally was just exhausted from struggling.
Yeah. Well, you speak of your story, and I think you're passionate about body positivity because at the beginning of your career, there you were, a competitive fitness model, and you were like on magazines, and you were at like trade shows, fitness conferences, you know, all that. You know, you were completely immersed in the industry. And as you say on your website, I'm quoting you right now, that it involved overtraining, excessive cardio, and strict dieting. Like, so is that where your passion comes from now in terms of approaching it in a healthy way, as Vanson remarked? Is that, tell us more about
okay,
that.
So I think it's important that people understand my story.
Yeah.
To really understand why I'm so passionate and just relentless when it comes to the work that I do with body positivity and like anti-diet culture. So years ago, when I was about 21, I joined a gym, not because I wanted to work out, but because everyone in my office at the time was doing that.
Okay.
And like most of the women did at that time, I went right from the change room to the cardio workout zone. You guys remember the elliptical machines?
Oh, yeah.
I think, and the steppers. I think they still exist. But
They still exist.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think at the Good Life, they're still there.
So yeah, a year would go by at this gym, and I'd be like in the cardio section doing my cardio for an hour. And I'll never forget the day a male personal trainer approached me, and he was just doing his rounds, soliciting for business, and he said, "How you doing today?" I was like, "I'm great. How are you?" He goes, "You know what? You would look great if you lost 5 pounds. I can help."
Oh, there it is.
There it is. And so
Thanks so much for your feedback.
It was literally with that small but mighty statement, so began a 20-year battle with fitness, food, and my body. And, you know, I never played sports in my childhood. I was never an athletic person. I really never thought much about my body and its appearance, other than I'm just kind of average. And I was okay with it until that comment. So anyways, I decided to hire that trainer, and I went on to lose a lot more than 5 pounds, actually. Pretty crazy story. But in a nutshell, at the encouragement of this trainer, I decided to join the world of what's called fitness competitions. Do you guys know what those are?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Explain your experience.
It's amazing. Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
For me, when I look back, and I want to be super careful of not sounding too judgy, because if people are doing those right now, that's their choice, and they'll learn and they'll have their own journey.
Sure.
But essentially, it's a glorified bikini pageant. So these fitness pageants is all about that 1 hour you step on stage in a very skimpy bikini to have your body judged, back then anyways, by a panel of men, and you're ranked first, second, third, or you lose.
Could this still be seen as something that is empowering for women if they want to set a goal for themselves where they're toned and they are physically in their prime? Is that another way of looking at that, or is it really just kind of like the beauty pageant?
Well, I'll definitely share my thoughts on that in a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think, so I'll share my thoughts on that, but just to kind of continue with my story super quick is, I went on for the next 5 years in these bikini pageants or fitness pageants, gaining anywhere upward of 20 pounds after each show. I was literally handcuffed to an extraordinarily restrictive diet. I was in the gym 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. I had lost my period. I was 100 pounds, and not that weight matters, but that my body, my metabolism, my genetics weren't meant for that. And I had officially literally fallen out of love with fitness. I had a full-fledged eating disorder. I hated my body. I was at rock bottom. And so all of this for that fitness competition, and everyone would say, oh, it's a great goal to have to get you in shape. And but I really didn't know how to share my secrets with people at the time, because I was suffering so hard inside. And it was embarrassing, right?
I think what's so sad about that is that you lost the joy of fitness, that, it no longer just was fun, or
it seemed like the enemy
that
at
if
that
it
point.
was something that you were sort of focused on to begin with, and then it just became just so much work, I guess.
It was just, and I think one of the harder things about that, obviously the will to lose the weight each time gave me the drive to go to the gym. But what I think the most shame I took in all of that is how big my body would get after each of these shows.
So you were yo-yoing.
Oh my goodness.
Well, you started eating for a few days, I guess.
But no one really talked to me about this
stuff.
Piece
of bread and then blew up. Yeah.
Right? No one really talked to me. But so anyways, so here I am, rock bottom after my 7th competition. I'd gained 30 pounds this time. And I had to find a way out. I had to fix myself. But just kind of one step back, all of this while I had found a career in fitness. I had become a personal trainer with a big box gym. That was going amazing. I was helping other people. I was inspiring other people. I had even grown into a leadership position within the fitness industry, helping other trainers help women, right? Or help people. But personally, when it came to fitness, I was literally a hot mess.
It's the healer, heal thyself.
Yeah. Yep. There it is.
It was. Yeah. And so, it was literally not until after the birth of my first son, where during that pregnancy, I gained another 70 pounds, and I hated fitness. I hated my body. I hated everything. I quit my job. I didn't know where I was going to go or what I was going to do. So that's kind of like a little bit about my story, on my inspiration and motivation to help stop this madness. And I know that not everyone experiences that level of extremeness in their fitness journey, but to some degree, every single woman does, because most women, and as we said, it is getting better now. Most women associate the gym and exercise with the shape of their body,
Most
with the getting
women are
toned.
still looking at themselves in the mirror
Sure.
going, I hate you.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly sad. Like, when does that stop? You know?
Well, I mean,
You got to get healthy in your attitude towards your own body. And I guess that is what you're focused on with your gym.
100%. And I'll just share one little last bit of my story if I can.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So about 6-7 months after having my son, who's now 7.
I'm sorry, how many kids do you have?
I have 2 now.
Okay, how old are they?
So a year and 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just a year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I was miserable. So I had no job. I always had this little pipe dream of owning my own gym that I thought about from the minute I entered that gym, because I was like, wow, this space is so amazing. Like, it feels so good. But that was like, I was out of love with fitness. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. And one day my partner, he literally said, babe, you need to move. And I said, I don't want to exercise. He goes, no, you need to move. So I'll never forget. He said, put on a big comfortable t-shirt, here, a pair of my track pants, just go move.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I hated the way I looked. I was embarrassed. Like, it was a really hard time. And I'll never forget the day he turned me around away from that mirror and he said, how can you say such horrible things about yourself? And like, I could literally cry thinking about that moment. But I don't know. For me, that was my wake-up call.
Yep.
How could I say such hateful, hurtful things about my body? The
So
body that...
great of him to
right?
notice that and to have that kind of compassion for you.
So I went out to find some sort of fitness option that was for me. I wasn't having it at the gym. I didn't know I was bored. The stroller boot camps in the park weren't working for me because I wanted to focus on strength training. So someone said, why don't you hire a personal trainer? And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, you're like, that didn't go well once. I'm a gun shy when it comes to
But
that.
then someone, upon recommendation of several people in my community, I met with a female personal trainer this time. And this was my game-changing moment. This trainer, the first question she said to me when she met me was, what are your goals? And of course, the first thing I was to say was, I want to lose this baby weight.
Yeah, losing the baby
And she
weight.
paused and she said, I don't do fat loss. And I was like, well, what do you do?
What
do you do? She said, I help people get strong. Like, that's not my, and so I was like, okay, whatever. So fast forward 6 months, I hired that trainer. I was in a whole different space. I was doing really cool shit like pull-ups and push-ups, not on my knees, and lifting really heavy weight and feeling really badass. And I kind of noticed one day, like, I don't make a habit of looking at myself in the mirror a lot, and analyzing things, because like, that's just, where does that go, right? I realized, like, I've lost a lot of weight. And the funny thing is, not once did it ever come up in our personal training sessions. Not once did she ever reward me with how small my body had gotten.
Yeah.
It was literally every time I hit a new strength benchmark, I got that pat on the back, and it became like,
sort of like a guy would
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
And here I was, holy shit, I was back in love with fitness and my body, but this time for all the right reasons. And
Who was that trainer?
I'm going to keep that my little secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that my little secret.
I just feel like she was, so worth mentioning.
She knows who she is, and she gets a lot of my love, and she's a big part of my story. But so it was at this time in my life, like, I had transformed my mindset around fitness, my relationship with food. I did the work behind the scenes to get reconnected to food and intuitive eating. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is my moment. This is what my gym needs to do. So if I'm having this experience with fitness, food in my body and in the fitness space, how many other women are? So I wanted to take that and help and carry that forward so other women could suffer just a little bit less.
It's interesting because you said the relationship I'm having with fitness, food, and my body. So you brought all of that to move.
Absolutely.
And again, not just fitness. I guess that's the healthy fitness part, is that it incorporates all of those things. You also said intuitive eating. So do you want to just explain that?
Yeah. So this whole, diet culture, which is so driven
I like
by...
actually when you said anti-diet culture, because a lot of what we're talking about here is like the anti-expert stuff. So yeah, why anti-diet?
So diet culture is just so driven by, the massive corporations hungry for our dollars. So built on false promises that if you stick to this diet or this shake or this whatever, you'll have the body of your dreams, you'll get smaller, you'll fit in, you'll be worthy. Congratulations.
Also like one size fits all.
One size fits all. So I had to, coming from that like diet culture for the fitness competitions, I had to really unpackage all of that and learn to eat when I was hungry. And I guess one of the biggest things that I had to do is I had to be okay with eating whatever I wanted to. So in the diet culture, we label things as cheat foods or bad or good. So I had to undo all of that. And whenever I hear, and we can talk more about it later, a fitness person say a cheat day, it kills me. And when people don't know my story or my journey, they're like, why is she so weird about
Well,
that?
actually, just in case there isn't later, what is a cheat day?
So a treat day or a cheat day would mean having a bloody chocolate bar, having a bag of chips, eating a pizza, drinking a bottle of wine. That's a cheat. It's
right,
bad.
But in diet culture, it would be you get your day to have all of those things.
Whatever
like
you
binge
want.
Eating one day, like how healthy is that?
Exactly. I'm going to deprive myself the whole week. I'm going to resent all the other people eating food, and then I'm going to just lose my mind on Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Gain it all back for Sunday and start all over again.
It's just ridiculous. And, so that's part of the work that I had to do.
It's kind of like those people who don't drink during the week.
Right.
And then just get hammered from Friday night to Sunday night. Like I kind of giggle at that. Or those people who do dry January, right? So for 30 days, not drinking.
I actually
and then
like,
just...
I like that people do that, though. I like that they're like, I'm just going to see if I can actually live without it.
I do know the concept, but I do giggle also. Then you just wonder what's going on.
I have opinions on that.
Like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
it's a short month. Yeah, February's a short month.
Now we're just going to average this out now. And it's just kind of funny how there's that idea of I'm just going to save it up.
I think so many of
Lose
these
my mind
cultures,
later.
whether it's diet culture, self-help culture, whatever it is, there's a certain degree of what we've talked about is shame, but you even said embarrassment about your body, like not even wanting to get started because you're just looking at yourself or feeling the way you do. It's like, oh, like, why am I even worth it?
Oh, 100%. I don't want women to ever feel like that in my space, but I do understand that women do feel like that in my space. Like,
right.
But so part of what I do and we do at Move is we create that environment for women to step out of that toxicity and really just redirect the attention from the external appearance to all of the amazing shit their bodies can be capable of. And I'm mind blown literally every week watching these women. When these women discover what their bodies are physically capable of, it's like they become these unstoppable forces. Like it's so inspiring. I will never weigh a member. I will never post a before and after picture.
Right. Yeah.
Anything that speaks to a woman being just a body.
Right.
So that's...
And are you conscious then of not noting, articulating any changes in someone's body that would
always
that would be considered shape related?
Yeah.
You perhaps might talk about how someone's getting stronger, but you wouldn't say, "Oh, and you're looking good, girl." Like, you know what I mean? In that way.
Yeah, I'm very, very cautious of that because that just feeds into that whole system that says smaller bodies are better bodies. Like, congratulations, you're finally worthy. You're smaller. You've lost weight.
Right.
So we're very careful with that. And you know what? It doesn't feel as good. It really doesn't feel as good as commending somebody for something so incredible they just achieved physically with their bodies. Yeah.
Yeah. So what does fat shaming sound like? What does it look like? Like, is it as simple as, hey, you look great? Is that fat shaming because you're basically saying you look better than you did when you were heavier? I mean, what can we say to someone about them physically that isn't
Nothing.
somehow shaming?
Yeah. You just take the fifth.
I really think that there's no place in the world for commenting on a woman's body ever. A man shouldn't do it. A woman shouldn't do it. We as women, we face just so much from that in the world already. And while I think that we are doing really good things and redefining the context of beauty, you know, all bodies are good bodies. It's a setback every time you compliment a woman on how she looks or looks-based comments. I feel like the more power we give to looks-based comments to build us up, the more power we give for them to tear us down. So I think
seems like we live in well, crazy times, but like there is obesity everywhere. Now, obesity might mean when you look at someone, they are extremely large or not even. Like you could be obese and slim. Am I right? Mm-hmm. Is it just body fat? Like explain that to me so I understand obesity better.
Sure. So I think weight and body composition are two separate things. Weight is simply a number on a scale that doesn't really tell you anything. Then there's body composition that really analyzes a few things. And I'm giving a very high level description of this. We
can take it.
Okay. So it analyzes lean muscle tissue, body fat, and water. Okay, so that in a nutshell. And I think the goal with every human being is to increase levels of lean muscle tissue for just longer, better quality of life.
I feel as I've matured or as I'm maturing, I definitely see the benefits to weightlifting. I mean, I was a dancer. I've done an Ironman. Or a half Ironman.
Wow.
I was a boxer. Like I've been physically active in some extreme athletic ways my whole life. But I never liked the weightlifting. It just, that burn, I'd rather be in motion and burning than I would just like standing there and lifting or whatever. But I do feel now, because I'm a woman of a certain age, I can see how that's going to keep me taut and strengthened, you know, over time.
Oh, and then yes. And so to your point, there's the whole, like, you know, being a woman in your 40s, perimenopause, and how strength training can really help make your experience in that transition of life a lot better.
Yeah.
So adding lean muscle tissue, slowly.
Still doesn't mean I don't go a little crazy 2 days before my period. Okay.
That's never going to change. That's never going to change.
I can't seem to change the weight up there.
Like increasing bone density, your mood.
Yeah, this is also about being able to pick something up when you're in your 70s and 80s, right? Like
totally.
Say a grandchild or something like that.
Yeah.
Like this is about vitality later on in life.
Yeah.
Right? Like
100%.
That's certainly my consciousness, you know, doing the weight training is, I just want to be able to like do shit later on. And I mean, like I do weigh a ton. I'll say it. Like I do. I weigh a lot, but I also have to remember.
You don't actually weigh a whole ton.
Well, no, I don't, and that's
definitely a little exaggeration.
So it's a bit of an exaggeration.
Fat shaming.
Well, no, but I do.
You know, I mean, we
sure.
fat
Okay,
shame
that's fair. That's
we
fair.
fat shame ourselves all the time. You just fat shamed yourself.
I sure
right?
did.
Technically, that's
Look at
what
me.
she did. Like if she said
I
that to
weigh
somebody
a
else, if she
ton.
looked at me and said to me, "You weigh a ton," we'd have a problem.
Well, sure,
right?
but I certainly weigh more, I think, than I look. Because I have, you know, with the help of you, Kelly, I have, you know, created
Nice.
a lot of muscle on my body, and so that's why I believe, you can't look at the scale and say that's the gospel. I mean,
I
there's
never
a bigger
look
story.
at a scale, but I do know I feel better a certain way. So
Yeah,
I'm always
I
wanting
know.
to achieve just that feeling. because I know that if I'm too far off that feeling,
I know.
I start to not like things.
Can we resolve these feelings though? Because I'm right there with you. Like,
no, but I know how I feel, and that's how I
know.
like to feel.
Like,
you know what I mean? So
okay.
I don't go by a number on a scale. I think that's really dangerous. I mean, I think the last time
Nice.
I really looked at a scale, I was a teenager.
yeah, I really too
But I
can't
was a
remember the last
dancer,
time.
So it was like I was a ballerina, like and tap dance, lots of things. And I remember friends of mine like going through so much just to get into the National Ballet, and they were so tiny. I tried to keep myself slim by, like just eating a salad a day.
Totally.
For a while when I was, I don't know, like I might have been 17, and that's all I ate with no dressing. That's an eating disorder, but
really
that was
is.
like, I wanted to be that tiny girl that like everybody seemed to admire. And, then it just doesn't work.
It's hard too. So you've grown up with this very narrowly defined context of what an acceptable body is. And
I've grown up athletic.
Yeah, right. And so that makes it harder for you when you deviate even just a little bit from what your norm is or where you've been kind of living. It's hard, and that's where work
I've
comes
had
in.
2 kids. I mean, I gained 70, 80 pounds with my first, and I was like so well proportioned.
Can I please see photos of that?
It was like all around, and it felt.
I would
so
really
good.
like to see that.
And then the second time I was pregnant, I had an even heavier baby, and I was all in the front. Like I barely gained weight anywhere, and I wasn't trying not to. I just that's the way he came. That's the way I formed with him. And that was brutal. I was not comfortable.
Let's just be honest though. It is tough when your clothes start feeling different on you. Like right now,
Yeah, then you got to make more money and go buy more clothes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I have got to turn this ship around because I also haven't been working much in this pandemic, and I can't afford to buy bigger clothes.
Right.
So it is bothering me right now because my clothes aren't fitting like they were
just
before the pandemic.
Everything. Take everything into the seamstress.
I just got to go to.
Could you put a 3-band elastic on this waist?
I just got to get some maternity jeans, and I'll be off to the races. But you know what I mean? Like it is tough. Like I have been pouting a bit and going, damn it.
And
I don't feel like me right now.
I think because we do get this all the time.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said we didn't have to have these conversations with people.
Yeah.
I think fitting into your clothes and not having the budget to buy a new wardrobe is definitely a valid
Talk about motivation.
a valid, concern. But I think just in general with your, with your body getting bigger or with you gaining weight, I think the best piece of advice I can give to you and to women out there who are going through this as well, because I know a lot of us are during this pandemic, and that's okay. Bodies are meant to change, is ask yourself why. Unpackage that, right? When you really want to lose that 5 pounds, you got to go deep with your whys. Why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? Why? And most often when you get to the root of that, it's because of the system you were born into without you even having a choice as a young girl, as a little baby girl, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have an image in my mind of how I want to look. And when when I don't fit that silhouette or when I don't fit the whatever, then I'm like, oh, I guess we need to go for a run today. But at the same time, I do think some of that is, as much as it can be, because I don't think we can escape what society has done. I think it's healthy to want to be active. I think it's healthy to want to feel good.
Absolutely.
And, maybe some people aren't aware of when they're tipping into the unhealthy side of things rather than just like, I do want to be strong and I do want to look a certain way. And I'm okay with that. But if it gets unhealthy, then I have to recognize when that's happening too.
And this is the thing, and this is where our job as women, really, we need to be the messenger of this. It's okay to have aesthetic goals. It's okay.
Okay.
But the most important thing is asking why are those goals important.
I know, because I got, I've got this COVID belly. Not gonna lie, and it's tough. Like I do.
Okay.
It
can't last forever.
It just there is that self-loathing, that inner critic creeps up, and I in a way I feel like a little bit of my worthiness is tied to how my body is looking, and I think I obviously have some good fodder for the therapist next week. That's good.
I also have some years on you, and I find
Yeah.
that now it's like aches and pains. Right. So I want to go out there and I want to do things that I did before. And this is not talking about like the unhealthy side or the dieting side. I'm not a dieter. I don't snack a whole lot.
That's your thing.
I like, I eat what I want to eat. Like I have a healthy relationship with food, but I can't do all the things that I like to do, or at least it takes a little while to get there, or I end up with like a little injury. And then I got to sit it out. And then I'm like sitting out for 4 days going, I got to get back on that because it's not about me not wanting to be active. It's not being able to be active.
Right. I understand. I do. Yeah. But the good thing is that you want to be for seemingly so many of the right reasons, right?
Yeah. But so I think we can all identify with what women go through and how we can have unhealthy body images. And I commend you for making that your mission is to help women out of that and to build strength and for them to feel strong, both like mentally and physically. But also just, if we just talk about the actual notion of moving and being active in whatever way, it's hard when things happen and you can't just do what you want to do. Like
it's very hard.
Ugh,
do you ever skip a workout because you just don't feel like it? Do you ever just like?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I do. Like sometimes, if I've like had, let's say the night before I've like eaten all of the pizzas and all of the chocolates and I'll wake up and
all
say,
of them.
I gotta work out.
Many pizzas.
I don't want
Yeah.
to
I love this right
I don't
now.
want to pizza shame you, but
No,
you gotta be so careful, right?
Listen,
I was going to be like, that's a lot of pizza, girl. But then I kind of did that 3 nights ago too.
So like if depending on my mindset, if my mindset is like, I got to burn that shit off, then I
Okay.
will skip my workout because that's just
okay.
working
But
backwards.
see, that's what we're talking about too. Not just what's unhealthy, but I ate all that and that's fine.
Yeah,
but I have
exactly.
to be prepared to work that off as well. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not saying I don't like myself. That's saying I do. Isn't that self-care?
I feel like it's a bit of balance, being in balance in my life. Like, sure, we can party, we can eat the things, but I do feel like I am in balance in my life if I'm physically active just to bring it in balance.
Work off the wine, women.
Why do you need to work it off?
Am I allowed to say that?
I mean, I remember a few years ago, my girlfriend and I, we went out for a run. We're like, well, we're running for cocktails.
Right.
Like, I don't know. That's just kind of the thing.
Yes.
Like, it's like, okay, we're going to have some fun here. We're going to have the drinks or whatever, but let's also make sure we have a workout, pretty well every day.
That's a completely different thing. Like if what you're describing is having balance, like eating all of the great things, having the great drinks, keeping active.
Yeah.
But if it's because I had a horrible night of food, I feel guilty, I want to go work it off, then it becomes too.
I do think there is a little of that too going on.
It's a fine line.
It is.
It's a fine line.
Yeah.
It is.
Anyway, I know we have to wrap it up.
We do.
I think it's just, if I don't know, can throw one last question to you, because we do focus a lot on the self-improvement movement. Do you think there's any?
That is what we focus on. Not a lot. I would say pretty much.
Self-improvement and also then the world of self-help, but specifically for self-improvement, do you think there's any downfall to this kind of our society's obsession with being better? You of course meet up with it many times a day with women coming into the gym or logging online. Like, do you see it as a double-edged sword? This idea that we're always striving to be better.
That's a great question. I think yes and no. I think I think it's amazing. Like women or people in general are reading great books for, having better mental and emotional health. We're like doing fitness classes. We're, even though I have feelings about cleanses, we're doing all of the cleanses. Like it's just, we're setting boundaries with our friends and our parents, and like we're doing all of the things to create better mental and physical health. So I think it's great. Do I think that people get carried away with it and self-absorbed? Yes.
Okay.
I said it.
Yes. That's cool.
True.
I think yes. I think it's just, you have to be really careful. Like how much time and energy are you putting into you that's taking away from you investing into others?
Well, I think you just summed up our entire podcast.
Yeah, that was well done. Yeah.
So we're going to quote you in
Okay.
the future.
Oh dear.
If that's okay.
I like that.
Because
Okay.
that one I'm using again.
Yes.
Is it time?
It's time, Fanson. It's time to play that game that is more painful to play than doing a set of burpees.
Yes.
It's time to play Name That Guru. Yes, this is when we read 3 self-help quotes to each other and we try to identify who the hell said it.
Who the hell said
Who
it?
said it? Okay, so Tap House, feel free to
You join in.
help us
Okay.
out.
And
So
for those of you at home, points don't matter.
are we doing a buzzer again?
Okay, so
Sure.
if you know the answer,
Yeah.
just pick your sound now. Mine is going to be woo.
Oh, it's so funny. I actually was going there with
Really?
with mine.
I can choose a different
I'll go.
one. Okay. Woo woo. Okay.
And what's
what
your
would you
sound?
like, Kelly?
What's going to be your sound?
Meow.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Little
Okay,
kitten
ready?
over there.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
Okay. You going? Are you going?
Um,
Or I can go?
you can go.
Okay, I have a theme, and it is fitness.
Okay. Ooh, go figure.
There we go. All right.
Figure is even a pun.
So think about celebrity fitness people.
Yeah.
Number 1, love yourself. Have a lot of self-worth. Number 2, lower your calories and watch your portions. And number 3, move those buns. Who said it? Who said it, guys? Who said it?
What's
God.
his name?
I'm
Richard
stumped.
Simmons.
You got it.
No way.
Now you didn't buzz in,
No.
but we'll allow. We'll allow.
Woo-woo.
We'll allow.
Woo woo. Say Kelly.
Yes, Fanson.
Richard Simmons.
Good.
Yay!
You did it. You got it. There we
that's
go.
So cool. Okay, ready?
Yes.
The habits that took 2 years to build do not take a day to change. Or even 10 years. Whatever you like. The habits that took 10 years to build
Yeah.
do not take a day to change.
Man, I'm not doing well here.
So true. Fitness? Is this as like
It's
celebrity fitness? I'm gonna go with like Tony Little.
No.
No.
Anyone? Don't forget your buzzer.
Oh yeah.
Susan?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No. You are wrong. You are incorrect. Next.
Meow.
Kelly?
Is it Jillian? What's her name? Jillian
Michaels.
Michaels.
Oh, no.
No.
So it's 80s woman.
Sure.
Go.
Oh, you got
Suzanne
this
Summers.
for sure.
No, not Summers.
Cher.
Susan Powder.
Oh, Susan Powder. Do you remember Susan Powder from the 80s?
No.
Stop the insanity.
Stop the insanity.
You know what, Kelly? You said it earlier. You said stop the madness. And I was like, that's like Susan
I did.
Powder.
Okay,
But
you
I
have
didn't
to
know.
go on YouTube
It's okay.
and
You got to
and
check her out.
check
Okay.
out Susan Powder. She would literally yell, "Stop the insanity!" Like
Yeah.
that's gonna
She was like real talk.
whip everyone into shame.
All right, Susan, you're up.
Just like in bodybuilding, failure is also a necessary experience for growth in our own lives. For if we're never tested to our limits, how will we know how strong we really are?
Meow.
How will we ever grow?
Oh, it's a tie.
I'm going to give this one to you.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I was
Yeah.
going to say. I was going to say
I-
that too. How did
I
we
knew
know?
that.
Did you know that quote?
As soon as
Okay.
you said the word bodybuilding,
Me
I
too.
knew.
All right.
It was
Okay.
a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
ready?
right.
The last 3 or 4 reps is what makes the muscle grow.
Yeah.
This area of pain divides a champion from someone who is not a champion.
Uh-oh.
It's very interesting.
Meow.
Kelly?
Sylvester Stallone.
No, but
Oh, good.
very interesting ballpark.
Okay.
Susan?
Who's that guy who played the Hulk?
Ooh,
Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. No. But ballpark.
It must be a
Yeah.
woman. Is
You're
it a
both,
woman?
No, you're
Yeah,
both
we're-
right in that ballpark.
Right.
Um,
Who used to?
Arnold
We've al-
Schwarzenegger.
Yes, we've already said
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnie.
We've already said his name 3 times.
Okay, my last one.
Okay.
This is my favorite one. If it didn't come from the ground or the ocean or have a mother, don't eat it. Think about it. Twinkies and Cheetos? What the hell are these? There's no Twinkie tree, and I'm pretty positive that nothing ever gave birth to a Cheeto.
Meow. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh,
It's a very
my
good guess, though.
goodness.
Tap House, I
that.
love that you just said Gwyneth Paltrow. It's true, hey? That would be something
I
she'd
would have
say.
thought for sure. I put my money on it.
Now, she's already been quoted today, I believe.
If it doesn't come from a tree.
Or maybe it was just a guess.
Jillian Michaels.
Yeah, it's Jillian
Okay.
Michaels.
All
But
right.
honestly,
I'm winning
that's
here.
Wait, meow. Okay,
Meow.
we'll give it to you.
yeah.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
Okay, Fanson.
Don't let anyone work out harder than you do.
Oh,
It might be
Instagram.
don't
That's
let
very-
anyone work harder
that's very
than you do.
that's very competitive and
yes, very competitive.
very self-involved and yeah, Tony Robbins.
Nope. Nope. But
It's a dude though, I
it's
betcha.
not.
It's not a dude.
No,
It's a
look at you
woman.
stereotyping.
Well, a little bit there.
Yeah.
Sure.
No.
It sounded very
No, but she's
Dude-ish.
like she's amazing.
Meow.
Yes.
Obama. Michelle Obama.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Serena Williams.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Susan.
Serena Williams?
Way to go. I don't know who the winner of this round was.
Oh,
I'm
who
gonna give it
knows?
to
I just
Kelly,
think
though.
Well,
Kelly,
Tap
I
House
think you're our winner
definitely.
today.
Well, you know what?
Clearly.
You're appreciated for coming here today to the Pod Plant and speaking with us.
Thank you
gosh,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much, Tap House.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to come
we-
move with you.
We can find
Yes.
Move at online website URL.
Yep, movefitnessclub.com, and then on Instagram, which is where most of our social activity is, it's move_fitness club.
Yeah,
Amazing.
right on. Cool.
Amazing. I feel stronger already.
Woo!
I'm gonna go for a run.
Let's do it.
No, I won't.
No, you
my-
just relax. Just
my knees won't
have
allow
another
that.
vodka Sonic.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, it's been
That's
fun,
it.
and I'm gonna see you very soon.
And I'm going to see you. So
Until next time.
you're Susan Stewart.
And you're Kelly Fanson,
And
we're
we're
still a hot mess.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Purple Jade Wellness Center, for your support. Thanks also to Monkey Junk, the Juno Award-winning blues band consisting of some of the best people and musicians we know. We'd also like to thank and give a 3-minute hug, because self-help says that's more meaningful, to the Pod Plant and Mike Wixon.
And hey, why not subscribe or follow our show? And please, for the love of Oprah, give us a rating and review on your iPhone podcast app. And if you're into social media, you can find us on Instagram at Still a Hot Mess Podcast, and like us on Facebook at Still a Hot Mess. And thank you, Fanson.
And thank you, Susan.
You make a mess of me.